Good morning students. I hope you all are fine and safe at your places. Myself Jyoti Nahar from Shiv Jyoti Educational Group, Kota. And today I am going to take the revision of chapter number 9, that is living organisms and their surroundings. So, before starting the copy work and I am going to take up some important points of the chapter, that is points to remember. The first topic is habitat. Now, what is a habitat? A habitat is a place or an area where an animal lives naturally, means the surroundings are adapted to the animal and the animal is able to survive in the surrounding, and that place is called the habitat. In this we have different kinds of habitats like terrestrial habitats, aquatic habitats, aerial habitats. Now, what are terrestrial habitats? Terrestrial habitats means the habitats or the terrestrial animals, like the animals which live on the land. So, in terrestrial habitats we have different kinds of habitats like desert habitats. These are the habitats which have received very less rainfall, it is almost dry throughout the year, and so the animals and plants, only those animals and plants are able to survive which require very less water, like cactus plant, it survives only in desert area, and the animals like camel, squirrel, they are able to survive in the desert area. So, their habitat becomes desert. Next is grassland. Here we have, they get very moderate rainfall, and what are the animals which live here? They are zebra and some grasses, they grow in the grasslands. Then tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforest are the areas which receive heavy rainfall, and the animals which live here are snakes, monkeys and many trees like your mango tree, they are able to survive over here. Then we have tundra habitats. Tundra habitats are the habitats which are mostly covered with snow, and what are the animals which have this type of habitat are penguins and polar bears, and the grasses, some of the grasses, pine trees, they are also available in the tundra habitats. Next is aquatic habitats. In this we have two types of habitats, that is freshwater habitats, that is the ponds, lakes, they come under the freshwater habitats, and the animals which live in these freshwater habitats are ducks, frogs, swans. And marine habitats are the habitats which live, means they have salty water in them, and the animals which live in these type of habitats are crab, jellyfish, seahorse. These are the animals of aquatic habitats. And then we have aerial habitat. This is the habitat of the animals which spend most of their time in the air, like the birds, they spend most of their time in the air, and so their habitat is aerial habitat. The next one is, the next topic is adaptations. Adaptations means some changes which are brought in the organism to adapt to the environment, उस environment में रहने के लिए, to survive in that habitat, they adapt something or they bring about some changes in their body, and these changes are called as adaptations. Now, they come under different headings like changes in the body. Some animals, they bring about some changes in the body, they are called as modifications. Like fish, it lives in water, so it has fins, overlapping fins are there in the body, so that it is not getting the water does not enter into the fish body. Then changes in the behavior. Sometimes the animal brings about some changes in its behavior, like it goes for a long sleep, that is hibernation. Animals like polar bear, they go for a long sleep during the winter season when the food is not available to them, and this long sleep is called as hibernation. Then changes in the location of the activity. Sometimes the animals do not find appropriate grounds for breeding. So, to find appropriate grounds, they migrate to some other place. So, that is, they change their location for some particular activity. The next topic that we have in this is habitat adaptations in plants. Now, according to the habitats or according to the adaptations that the plants make, they are divided into three categories, that is xerophytes, hydrophytes and mesophytes. Now, what are xerophytes? Xerophytes are the plants which live in dry areas or the desert areas, and plants like cactus are come under the category xerophytes. These plants, they have a waxy covering to prevent the loss of water. Their roots, they penetrate deep into the soil to take in water. Then hydrophytes are the plants which are found in the water, and water lily are the examples, lotus, water lily, vallisneria, hydrilla, these are the examples of the hydrophytes. These have waxy covering so that they do not rot when they are kept in water, but the root system is very poorly developed in hydrophytes. Then mesophytes. Mesophytes are the plants which grow in moderate conditions or in light temperature. Moderate temperature is there, and the trees like neem, mango, apple, these come under the heading mesophytes. Then we have characteristics of the living beings. Some characteristics which differentiate the living organisms from non-living organisms. And what are these? Nutrition, growth, respiration, excretion, reproduction, movement or locomotion, response to stimuli and lifespan. These are the headings, or these are the special characteristics under which we can differentiate the living beings and non-living beings. Okay. So, children, this was about a short recapitulation of the chapter. Now, first we are going to take up the internal questions of this chapter. Through which part of the body fish absorbs oxygen? This question is taken from the back exercises, back questions, question number G, first part, and it is given on page number 134. Okay. Now, the answer for this question, which part of the body of fish absorbs oxygen? The fish, it has gills to absorb oxygen which is dissolved in water. So, we are going to write the answer gills. Second question, define hibernation and estivation, and this question is taken from page 132. Again, the answer is given in the keywords. Page number 132, hibernation is the period of reduced activity in some animals during winter months. And what is estivation? It is given just under hibernation, entering into long sleep by animals during summer. So, you are going to write the definitions of hibernation and estivation from the keywords. Then third question, give an example of vegetative propagation. Again, this question is taken from has to be written on page number 129. And what is the answer? The examples of two plants which which undergo vegetative propagation is potato grown from bud. Moving to the copy work, first we are going to discuss the definitions. The first definition is adaptation. Now, what is adaptation? They are the changes in the structure or behavior of an organism that helps it to survive in a particular habitat. The changes which are brought about in the organisms, like the camel, it has long eyelashes, it has long legs, so that the heat is not able to reach the body. So, these are the changes in the structure of the body of the organism, so that it is able to live in that habitat. Then migration. What is migration? The seasonal movement of animals from one region to another. The animals, they move from one place to another when the conditions become harsh, like Siberian crane. They move from Siberia to India in every winter season when they are not able to find the food over there. The next definition is stimulus. A change in the immediate environment of an organism which produces a change in the activities of the organism. Means as we do some changes, the changes are brought about in the organism's body. Like if we touch a touch me not plant, it immediately closes its leaves. So, it is responding to stimulus. Then the fourth one is excretion. And what is excretion? The process of getting rid of waste by the living organisms. The process by which the organisms, they are able to secrete out the waste from their body. The waste is excreted out from their body. So, this is called as excretion. Next question we have, give reasons. First one, speed is important for the survival of the animals that live in grasslands. Means speed is important as the prey has to run fast to save its life from the predators. Predators, when they are after the prey means the animals, they want to eat the other animals, the smaller animals. So, to escape from them or to run fast from to save their lives, they need to have good speed. Then very short answers type question. So, question number 2 is, all living beings breathe in oxygen. What function does oxygen perform in the body? Human beings and animals, they breathe in oxygen. And what is this oxygen doing in our body? Living beings need oxygen for releasing the energy from the food through the process of respiration. Respiration is the process in which the oxygen is used to release energy. We get energy from the food, and this energy is obtained by the oxygen by the process of respiration. Now, the third one, are you an autotroph or a heterotroph? Explain why. Now, autotrophs are the animals or the plants that make their own food. Like plants, they make their own food, so they are called as autotrophs. But we are not able to make our own food, we are dependent on plants and animals for our food. So, we are heterotrophs. So, we are heterotrophs because we depend on autotrophs and other heterotrophs for food. Then short answers type question. Draw a label diagram of stomata. What is its importance for plants? Here we have stomatas are important as they play essential role in the gaseous exchange in plants and also helps in transpiration process. Stomata are the small openings which are present on the underside of the leaf, and these openings, they help to exchange in the exchange of gases. Like plants, they take in carbon dioxide which is required for photosynthesis, and they release oxygen in the same process. Similarly, it helps in the transpiration, that is loss of water. Then question number 5. Here children, you are going to draw the diagram very neatly and you can color it as well. How is fish adapted for aquatic life? Now, fish, it lives in water. So, what are the changes which are brought about in fish body? Fish is adapted for aquatic life in the following ways. Presence of gills. It has gills for gaseous exchange. It takes in oxygen which is dissolved in water and releases out carbon dioxide. Presence of fins and scales. It has fins and it has overlapping scales on its body. Then they have streamlined body that help them to move inside water. Streamlined body helps them to move faster in water by reducing the friction. Then how does frog adapt for both aquatic and terrestrial life. Now, frogs, they live both on land and in water. So, how is their body adapted? Frog respires through the lungs on the land. When it is on the land, it breathes through its lungs and through moist skin in water. But when it is in water, it breathes through its moist skin. They also have strong legs that are well suited for aquatic and terrestrial locomotion. To move on land and to hop in water, they have strong legs. Then long answers type question. First question is differentiate between the following. A part, movement and locomotion. Now, what is the difference between movement and locomotion? Movement involves change in shape, size or direction of various body parts. If there is a change in the size and shape of the different body parts, it is called movement. But locomotion refers to the movement of an organism from place to place. If the whole of the animal is moving from one place to another, then we call it locomotion. Examples of movement are chewing, breathing and blinking of eyes, and examples of locomotion are walking, running, swimming. When the animals they are walking, we call it locomotion. Then autotrophs and heterotrophs. The differences between autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotrophs, they contain chlorophyll. Autotrophs are plants because they prepare their own food. So, we call them autotrophs, and heterotrophs are the animals or the organisms which depend on other organisms for their food. So, heterotrophs do not contain chlorophyll like human beings, animals, we are heterotrophs. Autotrophs prepare food by photosynthesis. Like plants, the preparation of food is done by the process called photosynthesis, and heterotrophs, they depend on others for their food. Like animals, they catch hold of other animals or they depend on plants for their food. Autotrophs are also known as producers. As they produce their own food, they are also called as producers, and heterotrophs are also known as consumers because they are dependent on they feed on other plants and animals. And the examples of autotrophs are green plants. Examples of heterotrophs are all the animals. So, this was all about the copywork of chapter number 9, children. I hope you have understood well. Thank you.